Hey IG, happy Monday. I hope you're doing well. Whether you're joining me live or if you hop on later, I'm so excited to have you here for this live. Oh my gosh, every single time I do a live, my hair is crazy, but excuse me. Natural Nubian Queen is on. Andrea Benson, Jules 23, I think you say it, Jane Rod Beauty, Mia Farah, member of the Beauty Mastermind. Welcome, you guys. So today I want to talk about the term blue ocean strategy. So do me a favor, type in the chat box, or give me some hearts if you've never heard the term blue ocean strategy. I think I heard the first time I heard the term of a blue ocean strategy was probably last year, maybe at the most a year and a half ago. And it's such an important topic for all of us, because here's one of the things that I hear all of the time from current clients, as well as makeup artists who come to these lives, or if you've been around and have been asking me questions in any kind of way, which is like the competition between artists, because it's saturated. So type in the chat box if you feel that right now at this point in your business you are feeling like it's a little tough to compete, that there's just a lot of people, and a lot of makeup artists, and a lot of them are doing, offering the same thing. And that is something to really, really consider, right? Because what can you do? What can you do? So I wanted to just talk about MUA. Andrea Benson says it is very tough, and it is. And the conversation that I want to have with you today is, it's actually, I can't even say like, I think sometimes it's very easy to be like, oh, okay, you just do this and then it's no big deal. This conversation is more of a big picture conversation, okay? And I just want to say hello to the artists that are coming on now. Z Ginger, Piera Smalls Beauty. Hey Piera, The Real Tony Starr, Mike Zeta, Autumn Miss, maybe? So, getting back to the subject at hand, it's what do you do to compete, right? I have to tell you, I think that it's just a thing that you're going to have to be thinking about for the entirety of your career and your business. I've had the Beauty Mastermind since 2015, so this is my 3.5 years into the business. And if it's okay with you, I want to share a little bit of just my history, what's been going on with me, because I'm hoping that this will help also kind of give you a frame of reference and better understand how this is something that you have to be looking at all levels of the business. So, hey Z Ginger, thanks so much for the wave. CB Artistry Official is on, and Left Faces by Nikki. Hey Nikki, Nakima. So here's the thing. I think that it is important. There really is no way around growing the business unless you do something to stand out. And when I started the Beauty Mastermind 3.5 years ago, there was coaching involved, right? There was people who were doing business coaching for beauty professionals, but not real. There was something like, I kind of got good traction with it. I think the fact that I was focused on, in the very beginning, I was kind of scattered. I wasn't really sure, looking back, but I was doing makeup trainings as well as, teaching business aspects. And the more that I started getting deeper into the Beauty Mastermind and growing it and learning, I got more specific about offering support with sales, like learning how to package your services, learning how to sell them, that was my thing. And then I was combining it with a makeup bootcamp class that I called Master Your Craft Bootcamp. And the idea around it was to give artists not only the artistry, but the actual business to actually sell it. And although there are other coaches in beauty that are helping people with the business, it's my firm belief that my area of expertise, just because what I've learned and who I've learned from being outside of beauty, and really just, making the investments to really learn from high-level salespeople, high-level marketers, I know that my material was different. And it wasn't intentional. It wasn't like I was sitting there like, well, I'm going to be different because I did this. It just, that's just what happened because as I was figuring out the business, right? So it gave me a really good opportunity to kind of really position myself as, not to diminish what anybody else is doing, but kind of like the serious business coach in beauty. And over the years, what I've done is I've built, I have a sales program, I have a program on live events, because that is a really important part of, you scaling your business as a makeup artist or any beauty professional really. But I realized as I was doing events, like, wow, this is really working. This is really helping my business. So I created a program for you to learn how to put on your own events so that you could have that opportunity too. So long story short, I was learning how to put on my events from, high-level masters in sales, high-level masters in marketing, and I got a really good flair for learning how to design events, and design events that were not only great experiences for people, but that were also profitable, where people saw like, wow, I could come and I can learn all of this, and I am ready to make an investment for the next step, for the next level. And I think one of the things that separated me from, others in this space is that I can do that where people can't. So, that's kind of year 2 and into year 3. And it's been interesting because now what I'm working on is developing a course to help makeup artists market their businesses online in a very, very simple way. Hey, so many friends on. Okay, so Yolanda from the Beauty Mastermind is on. Randy Grams, my assistant, is on. Hey, Lil Lexo, nice to see you. And my good friend, Chris Bear, who I think you're in Amsterdam right now, so I hope you're having a great time. So here's the thing, without really knowing it, I happened to be standing out in business just because I was offering things differently. The material was different, and I think it was really different because I wasn't looking to other makeup artists in the space. I was actually working with, as I said, sales masters, high-level marketers, and internet marketers. So I really got an understanding of what is going on in real time, and I was able to deliver that to my clients. So now, being at this phase in the business, I'm back to, okay, well, what do I have to do now? Because it's time to innovate again. And it's time to kind of like, what is the thing to continue to grow, to continue to add value to what I'm already doing, so that the clients that I already have can have a greater experience, get more from it, and then also, bring in new clients. And that's kind of the inspiration for, doing this live today. Was I wanted to ask you that question, which is, what are you doing to continue to grow the business? How can you offer more value? How can you make the experience with you that much more valuable? And what are you doing to innovate? Any business, for it to grow, you need innovation. And if you have innovation that is based in value, where like it's not just you can make your client experience better. You can specialize in just one thing. And I have some examples here to give you a better idea of what I mean. So I want you to think of Drybar. Okay, Drybar is a mega hit, right? I don't even know what its valuation is, but it's certainly in the millions. And I don't know if it's, I'm sure that it's probably more than it's probably multiple millions, right? But what Drybar did, and why they were such a great hit, is because they just focused on blowouts. And they name all the different blowouts, right? You can go in and get the curls and the waves and straight. And just give me some hearts, and let me know if you're with me with this, because this is really important. I want you to start thinking about things in a much different way. And I think that, the more opportunity you get to listen to things like this, the more opportunity you have to think about your business differently and move forward differently, okay? But think of what Drybar did. I mean, it's really quite amazing. Also, I want you to think of what salon suites have done for our industry. Where before, you had to work at a hair salon, right? Or if you were a makeup artist, you kind of just went from place to place. And now it's like, especially, certainly for hairstylists, but it's interesting because I find that more makeup artists are more centralized now because they have a place. So what they did was they disrupted the market. Okay? Give me some hearts if you get that. They disrupted the market because they found a different way to do business. And it's so fascinating. And it's like one of those things like, man, if I could just wake up and have that idea, right, to disrupt a market in that way. But it really, it's just changing the way, beauty industries, hair salons are working, the way makeup artists are working. Because most of my clients either have a salon space or a salon suite, or they're looking to get one. That's a goal, and that was a thing that even a few years ago wasn't on their list, and now it's one of those things that's on their list. So they have disrupted the way that the beauty industry works and created a new way to do it. Another great way, another great example is Amazon. Think of what Amazon is doing, because it's so incredibly convenient, right? You can order anything and pretty much get it like the next day, sometimes the same day. And what they did was, I want you to think of like I just went home and I spent time at home with my family, and I was in New Jersey, and my mom's favorite store to go to is Lord & Taylor. And Lord & Taylor I think is closing at the end of the year. And my mom is devastated, she's devastated about it because she loves that place. But here's the thing, because Lord & Taylor has not kept up with how people are shopping, right now, they're going out of business. So the idea is you want to continue to think forward. I'm going to give you one more example, Netflix. Because before Netflix, it was all about Blockbuster. We used to go to the store, right, get the video, and now we're consuming content. I actually, like, when I think of Netflix, I think of even what's going on with social media. Like, they were really the first ones to change everything, because we started consuming content not through TV anymore, but just on our computers. So when I look at companies like certainly YouTube, but when I look at, IG, right, and Facebook, like now it's all these platforms where it's about having content that can be presented online. So let me just stop with all of that, because you kind of get the idea of where I'm going with it. These were disruptions in the market. These were disruptions in how people were used to doing business and used to having, the experiences they were used to having. And each and every single one of them was much, much more convenient. Okay? Amazon, for sure, the value that they brought is even more convenience. For sure. So Netflix as well, right? You don't have to even leave home. So you may not have the reason today, or like how you innovate today, but it's time to start innovating and thinking differently. So what I want to do is I want to give you 2 things to start considering to help you, so that the inspiration comes, right? So that you can find different ways to operate in business. The first one is to stop looking at what every other makeup artist is doing. Stop it, because when you look at what other people are doing, who are, have a similar business to you, it's going to be natural for you to look at it as the standard, right? And want to model it and do something very similar. And if you're doing something that's similar, now you're the same. Now you are a commodity. And the idea of the blue ocean strategy is, like, when you think of an ocean, right? And there's sharks in there, right? And when sharks see blood, like, the idea is that when lots of people are doing the same thing, it's a red ocean, because think of each shark as a different business, and everybody's trying to eat the same, the same food. I don't want to say people or whatever, but But in a blue ocean, there's not that many sharks there. So the idea is, if you create your own blue ocean, then you don't have to compete with everyone else in the same way, which is by having lower prices, right? Being slightly lower, but pretty much offering the same thing. You can actually create clients that are raving fans, right? That have a different experience from you, that get something different from you. So that's the idea of it. And how you can start to do that is to get new ideas. And how you get new ideas is by looking at people outside of beauty. So there are so many different, let's see, like I just recently posted in my Facebook group about Lewis Howes. And Lewis Howes has lots of information on, marketing online, how to do webinars and things like that. I mean, certainly the information that I share is, it's stuff that I didn't learn in beauty. I learned it from people outside of beauty. But you want to get different ideas, because it's going to just give you a different approach to business. The second thing is, the first thing is to stop looking at what everybody else is doing. And then the second thing is to learn outside of beauty. So, I'm going to keep saying this probably for the rest of my life. Investing in yourself, in your business, is so important. And I'm learning this again you know, or being reminded of it again 3.5 years into my business, because now I have a new level of challenges, which is what I've been doing has been working, but I'm still at this level and I'm having a challenging time kind of figuring out what the next level is. So I need new ideas. I can't, like, what got me here won't get me there. And I've been hitting my head against the wall. I've been trying new business strategies, and it's not that they haven't totally been working, but what I realized too is that my psychology has to change. So I have to recommend Tony Robbins. There's tons of content on YouTube, motivational stuff. He talks about strategies. He has videos, some of them, you know, are like $10. They're not even that expensive. If you can make it to something like Unleash the Power Within, or, you know, if you're a bit more, you know, a bit further along, a bit more serious, and are looking to invest in something like Wealth Mastery or Business Mastery, like, these are all places where they don't just deal with the actual strategy, but it's the psychology. Because when you sometimes when you achieve something, it's like you never thought that you got there. And, you know, I found myself sometimes sabotaging myself and you know, preventing myself from really growing. So it's all of these things that kind of work together. And I just wanted to briefly talk about it today. I know that this probably won't be one of my more popular lives, because this is more big picture stuff, okay? And I think that sometimes just giving you an immediate strategy can be great, but we have to look at the big picture. And, you know, today, you know, for the last few days, I've been asking myself a lot, probably the last few months, what do I really want? And what do I really want to do with my business? And truth be told, for a little while there, I was getting disheartened, because I'm just like, man, I feel like I keep trying things and it's just like, doesn't seem to be coming together the way that I'm seeing it. And just remembering that it's like, no, you keep trying stuff. But the other part of it is that the psychology, my psychology, I'm the reason why the business isn't growing. The bottleneck is always the owner and the operator of the business. So with that being said, I just want you to think about, is there something you've been neglecting in the business? Is there something, do you know that you could be stepping up and doing more? Not only for the business, but for your life, right? Because for most of us, this is a way that we're going to create some type of freedom for ourselves. And it requires asking a different quality of question, certainly higher level questions. And the only way that you're going to be able to answer, first of all, ask those questions and find the solutions, is to put yourself in rooms and in trainings with people who are further along with you, not in makeup, but in business, so that they can help you because they've been there. Okay, so I want to thank you guys for being on today. I hope that this helps in some way, even if all it did was just confuse you and disorient you a little bit. I think even that is great, because it's time to start thinking differently and doing differently if you really want to get to that next level. Okay, so think about it. What can you do to be different? If you already know, do it. And if you don't know, I invite you to keep looking for information and guides until it will come. The ideal will come, okay? You just got to put yourself in the state. So have a wonderful rest of your Monday, and I will see you soon. Bye.